Hey everybody, welcome back. New guitar day. This one was something that I just was very curious about and I bought on an impulse. And this was a purchase I made at Amazon. These are normally $1.99 and Amazon was running $20 off on this color, so I said let me pull the trigger. And what it is a Volgoa. First time purchase for me of a Volgoa guitar. Now these guitars are made alongside of Grote and Redid out of the same factory in China. I believe the factory's name is Shandong, if I'm not mistaken. And all three manufacturers, Grote, Redid, and Volgoa, apparently are made at this factory in China. I'm not sure if it's all one company, individual companies that join together as a consortium to produce these guitars. I have no idea. Relatively new guitars for all three. I believe they started making them at this plant in 2016. This is a Volgoa TN2 model. There's not a lot of reviews on this guitar on YouTube, unfortunately. When I went there to check out this guitar, couldn't come across much, if any, anything on this guitar, unfortunately. And the appearance of it and features of it are what attracted me and the reason I bought this guitar. So let's talk about the guitar a little bit, and then I'll let you hear what it sounds like. Torture your ears for a little bit with that. But it is obviously a T-style guitar without a pickguard, and it also has a sharper, as you can see down here, the sharper point to this particular piece of the guitar than a typical Suspect, a usual Tele, which is much less pronounced and rounder. Otherwise, it looks pretty much like the T-style guitar, right? Headstock is different. It's their own little headstock. What I like about it is it's contoured. You can see it has the wood that matches the neck and the back of the neck, the fretboard and back of the neck. The guitar color is interesting. It's described as blue, but it's more of a green marble, I guess, is the best way to describe it. If you can see in this camera light, it has a marble-ish look to it with green highlights across, I believe, a blue background. Again, I'm colorblind and I apologize. Back and sides of the guitar are solid. There's no wood through the gloss finish. It appears to be black to me. It is a string through, as you can see. It has the contour belly carve on the back. It also has another contour right about there, cut out for, access for the higher frets. Nice looking guitar. Now, this is described as having a mahogany body. Now, full disclosure, and again, these guitars and these reviews that I do are on my dime. So I'm not sponsored by anybody. So this is my honest opinion of this particular guitar. The top is definitely a decal or some mass-produced design on this guitar. Formica, I don't know what it is, but it's not a veneer, a true real veneer top on this guitar. It is definitely some sort of a decal, and the reason I know that is I looked at the patterns on this guitar and directly matched it to the model picture on the Amazon homepage. So they're all the same, these guitars, in terms of the design, but it's still attractive. And there's another model of this guitar which I believe is the VTL-2. That looks exactly like this. It's $100 more from Volgoa, but it has a matte finish and sort of an open pore design on the front, right? It's a raw finish, raw wood. And on the back of that guitar, it has wood. You could see through the wood layering, etc. This is just a gloss all around and a solid black, I think, body. So what attracted me? Well, I liked the headstock, which is silly enough, but I liked the look of this particular headstock and the contouring on it. I took a chance on the design of the guitar. I heard somewhere that the frets were good on this particular run. They are, in fact, rounded fret ends. I don't know how well you could see that, but they're every bit as good as what I've seen on E-Art guitars and some of the others. The West Creeks also are coming out with the rounded fret ends. These are not a sharp fret end to be had, which is impressive. Also, the string height is okay. I read some reviews where people were complaining about, bad action out of the box or whatever. It has to be lowered a tad, but it's certainly acceptable. So it was set up relatively nice out of the factory. The other models, the earlier models, and this VTL2 model has an HPL laminate or an HPL synthetic fretboard, right? That's some material that they use. And it's a very, very shiny, almost ebony-like wood on those guitars. This, as you can see, has what they're calling a roasted maple neck and fretboard. Now, whether it really is roasted maple or if it's somehow, finished with some, staining to make it look like this, I have no way of knowing. But it does look nice in person. And also, the feel of the neck is nice. This feels to me like a regular 9.5-inch radius C-shape neck. Very comfortable feeling neck. No issues. I know some of the earlier Volgoas, people were complaining about chunky baseball bat style necks. This thing is not. It's very comfortable and has a great feel to it. What else? The nut on the guitar is your cheapo El Cheapo import plastic nut, but it is cut well. No issues with the strings, falling off the fretboard. As you can see, they're spaced properly, and there's no issues with them being too close to the edges either way. The pickups. Okay, let's talk about the pickups. These are humbuckers. I believe they're ceramics. Again, I haven't opened them up, taken them apart to check, but they're ceramics, and I've seen some reviews where people complained about microphonic pickups. To me, these are not microphonic. They're fine. This guitar is on, so let's just see. Test one. Test one. They're as good as any humbucker, import humbuckers that I come across that are not microphonic. So I would not consider these on this particular model as being microphonic. They are probably inexpensive ceramic humbucker pickups, but they sound fine. They really have a decent sound, so I have no complaints whatsoever. The string tree on here is interesting also. It looks like a brass, I don't know how well you could see that, but it looks like a brass string tree, if you could see that, which is also a nice touch. They have these, I guess, fake abalone inlays that are, circular inlays that are attractive because they match the color of the guitar, bluish green, which is kind of attractive as well. Also has wood trimming around the front of the guitar, as you can see, which is also kind of a nice touch, which matches the headstock. Can you see that? Not on the back, just on the front. You get that wood trim around the front of the guitar, which is also a nice look. Standard Tele controls. You have a volume and a tone, three-way switch, and you also have another switch here. You can see here a little switch in the middle between the volume and the tone knobs, and that controls splitting the coils splitting the pickups for the neck and the bridge, and also in the middle position it also gives you another tone. So you get plenty of tones and sounds out of this guitar, which is also very nice. The bridge is your basic, it looks like a two-screw, two-point bridge. It's a hardtail, no tremolo system on here, and it is a nice solidly made bridge. It's probably cheap pot metal, but it's fine. The knobs are cheapish, right? They almost have a plastic look to them. I don't know how well you could see that in here, but they're metal and they're knurled. But they're I would say cheap, right? So pros on the guitar. Let's talk about those first. Pickups are decent for a below $200 guitar. Decent pickups, stock pickups. Frets are bald frets, rounded fret ends, which is also great at this price point. I love the appearance of the guitar, even though it's not a veneer, but a decaled top on this guitar. It does have a striking look to it, especially with the wood trimming on it and the headstock matching it. I really like the look of the guitar. And also the neck feel. It's a matte finished neck, right? Satin finished neck. That's very comfortable. I like, it's a 9.5, I believe, inch radius. It's perfect for me in terms of playability. I really like the feel of the neck. Now, what's not so great? Well, the tuners are stamped Volgoa, so they're Volgoa's own. I would say the tuners are okay. You probably may want to change them if you are a playing out type of a musician. You play out regularly. You might want to upgrade the tuners. But for me, as a novice, hobbyist, stay-at-home player, they're fine. They're not great, but they're fine. What else? The materials, right? The knobs and the switches. The nut. It's cheap. These are cheap materials on this guitar. That's just the way it is. Probably the metals, everything else are, the cheapest stuff they could get their hands on to get this guitar at this price point. This is a plus and a minus at the same time. I like the look if in fact this is a roasted maple neck. If it is, it's a plus. If it's not, and I have no way of knowing, and if this thing is painted by the manufacturer or stained, then not so much. But again, I don't know if this is real roasted mahogany or not, or if in fact this wood on this guitar is mahogany, which the manufacturer describes this as being. I have no way of validating that. So those are my pros and cons for this particular Volgoa guitar. Let's see what it sounds like. We'll play it clean. I'll play with the various pickup settings, and you can hear what the guitar sounds like. So here we're playing with the neck pickup and this coil split as a humbucker. Now, we'll put it as the middle position, which is a humbucker for, well, actually, has to be in this position for both pickups. And now we will play the bridge pickup without the switch engaged to split it. And now I'll split it. So this is more of a single coil sound for the bridge pickup. Let me see if this thing is in tune. Okay, now we'll play some single notes in the various positions. I'll let you hear what the neck pickup sounds like without the coil split on. Split on. Middle pickup without the split. And the split. And now finally the bridge pickup without the split. And split. And now we'll put on some distortion. Middle pickup. And the bridge pickup. And some single notes. So guys, I apologize for the sound. It's coming through a little Spark 40 watt amp. I know it's probably distorting and breaking up. That combined with shitty playing is probably an issue here, but in any event, I just wanted you to hear what the guitar sounds like. Bottom line, it's a lightweight, comfortable playing, inexpensive, different type of telly, right? Different appearance, different feel, different appointments than you would on the usual Telecaster guitar. On a scale of 1 to 10, my initial rating of this guitar is a solid 7, okay? Which is not bad for something in this price range. Again, this is normally $199.99. It is periodically on sale for $179 when they have their $20 discount at Amazon. At that price, it's a steal. It has a very similar looking guitar that is not the TN2, it's the VTL2, I believe, which again is $100 more. It's about $299 normally, and has the dark wood HPL fretboard and open pore design on the body. $299. I would not go near it at $300. At $179, this guitar smacks right in there with your budget Squires and Fireflies and other Groats and IYVs, etc. In that price range, this is well worth it. It's a decently made budget guitar that has nice appointments on it. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. If you have any questions, put them below. If you like these reviews and want to see more, again, guys, I depend upon your support. Not sponsored, so if you subscribe, that helps me a lot. Any questions, again, put them below. And, the other thing is, this guitar does not come with any gig bag or anything else. It is just this. And you get the El Cheapo guitar cord and the Allen wrench. Now, that's one thing I did not mention, which is another plus to this guitar. The adjustment for the neck is right here in a ring. It has the wheel adjustment, as you can see, at the base of the neck to adjust where you put the Allen wrench in, which is a lot nicer than having to go up at the top of the headstock where you normally access adjusting the neck relief. So I love the fact that it's got a wheel here as well. Yeah, I mean, feature-wise, it's got really nice stuff, okay? Until the next time, guys, be well and stay safe. Take care.